Viewers of Royal Africtv Television, you're welcome back to our channel. As usual, it is a pleasure for us bringing you a new video and of course having you watching us. Yes, we know it's been a while we dropped a video, but then we've been brainstorming and thinking of what interesting we could bring your way. This is Royal Africtv Television. If you're stopping by for your first time, please start by subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet. To you, our old subscribers, we say thank you so much. Thank you for always coming back, for watching, liking, sharing our videos. And please do well to share and keep sharing and commenting. Why not let us know what you want us to do so that our videos might come to you more regular than we already are. Well, on Royal Africtv Television, for those joining us for the first time, you would like to know that we talk about foreigners living in Turkey, most of the times Africans, but in this video, hey guys, I've got a surprise for you. Before we get to meet the surprise package, have you subscribed? If you have, thank you. My name is Regan Go, your host. Together with my cameraman Shegun Aremu, we make beautiful videos for you from Istanbul in Turkey, where we are based. Keep watching, and when we come back, I bring you an awesome guest for today's show. Keep watching. Welcome back. Like I told you earlier, today we have a foreigner living in Turkey, but hey, he's not an African. However, he's not a Turk too. Join me, welcome today's guest in the person of Dr. Williams. Good morning. Hello, doctor.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, nice to have you on Royal Africtv TV.
Well, I feel honored to be your guest.
Thank you so much. And guys, today we are not shooting from our normal studio where you always see us. It might look different. It's a different background entirely because he opened his doors for us, my team and I. Thank you so much for having us.
Okay,
I told you his name is Dr. William, but he's going to give us a detailed introduction of who he is. Dr. Let our friends and viewers meet you, please.
Okay. Well, I'm William Mosier. I am from California in the United States, born and raised. And I was a colonel in the United States Air Force for 20 years and a professor in the university teaching child development. My first doctorate is in child development and psychology, and my second doctorate is in medicine. So my specialty is developmental pediatrics. I've spent my entire military career doing humanitarian missions throughout the world, doing humanitarian and disaster relief missions in developing countries. So I've been in most of the countries in Africa and throughout Asia, helping children with cleft palate, for example. We would do cleft palate surgeries, and helping people who were in disaster situations, like during the earthquake in Haiti, and I was in the earthquake in Pakistan in 2005 as well. So what brought me to where I am today is just being a studious person. I like to learn, and so I never had parents with a lot of money, so I went through school the way those of us Americans who don't have an income high enough to go to college, either you become a clergy or you join the military, and then the military pays for your education. And so that's what I did.
Okay. Well, that was a detailed introduction. And so, Doctor, currently you're a professor in Istanbul, Turkey.
Yes, I'm a professor at Istanbul Galician Üniversitesi, and I'm professor of child development.
Okay, thank you very much. So for how long have you been in Turkey?
1 year and 3 months. I arrived here the 28th of August in 2019.
Okay. Okay. What was relocating to Turkey like for you?
Well, since I've been so many places in the world, to me it was no big deal. If people ask me what I find interesting about Istanbul, it's the weather.
Yes.
If you ever wondered what the weather is like in San Francisco, California, it's Istanbul, Turkey.
So it wasn't much of a difference?
Nah, not climate-wise. Less pollution, which is nice. Good transportation. The buses run everywhere.
Yes, and the metro bus makes life much more easier for city dwellers.
Absolutely.
Okay. Please tell us about your experience, yourself being a foreigner and having to teach students, a majority of them foreigners too.
What is my experience working with students when the majority of them are English-speaking, non-Turk citizens? I don't think about it. I have two modalities as a human being.
Yes.
I'm a lifelong learner, or I like to facilitate the learning process. And so once you've spent 16 years of university training, you end up learning a lot of pieces of information. So facilitating the learning process is kind of easy for me.
Yes.
And I don't think in terms of where people are from. To me, I see everybody as a reflection of me. So I don't see differences in people. I see similarities.
Yeah.
So I don't think much about the majority. 3/4 of my students are from countries other than Turkey.
Yes.
I just don't think about it. I just are responsive to student learning needs and attempt to clarify issues in the philosophy of science and in child development.
Okay. Let's talk about your family life.
Ouch. Well, that's not a comfortable
Do you
subject
live here with your family?
because I'm divorced, but I have 6 wonderful children, and
Yes.
in fact, I delivered all 6 of our kids.
Oh, wow.
All 6 of my kids were born at home, not in a hospital, even though I'm a doctor. The research is very clear that home births are safer than hospital births if you know what you're doing. And so all 6 of my children were born in the bathtub at home, videotaped, and it was a beautiful process. Of course, my ex-wife did all the work because the woman does all the work in delivering a baby. But I facilitated the process using Lobayer and Lamaze method.
Do you still do that presently, or that was just in the past? I'm thinking maybe if I want to give birth to my next child, I can come for your services.
Of course, I'm still available.
Oh.
I'm still a doctor.
Interesting, because doctor, my experience, especially when I had to give birth my first child, and only, by the way, I gave birth in Turkey. That was like 2 years back. It wasn't really a good one. I felt like the doctors pressurized you to go through cesarean. Yes. They don't want to listen. And thank God I gave birth, natural birth, the way I wanted. But it was really a battle. Yes. Like I was so discouraged. So hearing that you can have somebody help you to give birth naturally, it's such a relief. And I'm sure many ladies, especially Africans, when you don't know the language, it makes it harder.
Oh,
nobody wants to listen, nobody wants to understand. But that's just by the way. And Turkey has good medical facilities, I think, beautiful hospitals. But when it comes to child delivery, they promote a lot of C-section than natural birth.
Yes, it's tragic that in countries like Brazil and the United States, cesarean sections are the norm.
Yeah.
And mostly because the reimbursement is higher. And so it seems immoral and unethical, but the fact is, it's more convenient for the healthcare provider, for the physician. And so that's why they prefer C-sections.
I see. Okay, doctor. You mentioned having traveled to Africa. How much of Africa do you know?
Well, I've done humanitarian missions in Senegal, Nigeria, Rwanda, Burundi, Eritrea, Egypt, South Africa. It wasn't a humanitarian mission, but I was on a mission in Somalia and Madagascar.
Haven't you been to Cameroon or Ghana? Like, I didn't hear a lot of West African countries apart from Nigeria.
Right, not been to Cameroon nor Ghana because they don't have those governments don't have a relationship with the U.S. military doctors.
Oh, I see.
Unfortunately.
Okay. So what was the experience in Africa like?
Kenya has a huge relationship with the U.S. military health services. So Kenya had open doors for us.
Okay, although we are not talking much about your experience in Africa, we're talking more about you living in Turkey. I just got interested. I want to find out, how was working in Africa like for you?
It's a beautiful continent. I think it is tragic that colonialism has destroyed so much of the potential of Africa as a continent, because when the colonialist countries like Italy, Germany, England, France left, and Portugal, they left corrupt dictators in those places. And so it's just been it's a tragic embarrassment as a Westerner that this happened. I think it's immoral. It's truly tragic.
That's true. Okay, back to Turkey. Let's talk about, what advice will you give to students out of Turkey wishing to come study in Turkey as a lecturer in Turkey?
Well, again, I'm not a lecturer, I'm a full professor.
Okay.
So there's a big difference between a lecturer. Lecturer is a person who doesn't have their doctorate yet.
Okay.
And then there's 3 levels of doctor: assistant professor, associate professor, full professor.
Nice to know.
So
thank you. Because we get that mixed up most of the times.
Yes.
The lecturer, the professor, but thank you so much for shedding some light on that.
So I'm sorry, but you asked. So.
No, it is. It's okay. We learn every time. And it's a privilege to have learned that just now.
So
as a professor,
yes,
in Turkey, what advice do you give to students out of Turkey wishing to come study in Turkey?
Number 1, I've lived on this planet long enough to know that people don't take advice. The average person isn't willing to listen to advice unless it's already just something that they think about. And so, oh, that person is agreeing with me. Mm-hmm. People just want verification of their own beliefs. They really don't want advice. I have students all the time saying, oh, be my mentor, Dr. William. Tell me what I should do. I can't tell you what to do. So the same thing applies with advice about coming to Turkey. Rather, I would suggest that this is a wide open place academically. Yeah. It is prudent for a person from a less developed country to come to Turkey for an education, because you get a world-class education for a lot less money than in the US, for example. And then being in Turkey, it can be a gateway to Europe or Canada or the US.
Because we have a lot of students searching the internet. Some of them are viewers too, curious about, is it safe to come study in Turkey? Is it okay? Is it,
Turkey is very safe. Again, I think part of the problem with people being afraid of turkey, I sit on several international boards and for child development boards. And I was in a board meeting last month when someone said, "Oh, Dr. William, aren't you scared being in Turkey with the risk of Islamist terrorists?" It's sad that so many people have Islamophobia or have racist thoughts against Africans. I can't control for that, but I can tell you that here in Turkey, there's wonderful opportunities for a quality education.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. Let's talk about your eating health lifestyle. Do you love Turkish food? If yes, what's your favorite Turkish meal?
I really don't eat Turkish food. I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for 25 years. I became a vegetarian in my family first, and my ex-wife thought, he's going to go back to eating meat. But then after several months passed and she was preparing meat and I still wasn't eating it, she then jumped on board and became a vegetarian as well. So in my 25 years of not being a meat eater, as long as one understands nutrition and how to make sure you get the essential amino acids that constitute a protein in your diet, then you don't need to eat meat, especially after age 35, because it is quite clear that the risk of diabetes, type 2 diabetes, increases after age 35. Subsequently, if you're a meat eater, you run a bigger risk of not being as healthy as if you're a vegetarian. And in fact, longitudinal studies of life expectancy indicate that people who eat meat no more than 2 times a week, or people who are vegetarians, tend to live 20 years longer than people who eat meat every day. So it just
we all should become vegetarians. I don't think I can, sincerely. I really love eating meat. I just imagine not having to eat meat and it's like,
well, that's because you're
so
still young.
difficult.
After age 35, it becomes easier.
Okay. Well, that makes it interesting for you, because I know Turkey has a variety of fruits, nuts.
I love pistachios because I'm from California, the pistachio capital of the world. And I was happy to learn that the hazelnut and pistachio plantations here in Turkey are enormous. And so I get all the hazelnuts and pistachios I want. It's just really great.
Okay. Doctor, as we round up, do you speak Turkish?
Do I speak Turkish? Well, let's say I'm learning Turkish.
Yes.
It's not very likely that a person who hasn't taken a course in Turkish would learn it in just 1 year and 3 months. But if a person is diligently interested in learning another language, I'm fluent in Spanish and Portuguese. If a person is interested in learning another language, even without taking a course, I never took a course in Spanish, but I'm from California. So if you really love people, you just learn to figure out what the other person is saying to you. And so going throughout Latin America on humanitarian missions, I just became more and more fluent in Spanish and Portuguese. So it's the same kind of expectation that I have for Turkish. I know I will be fluent in Turkey by the time I've been here 3 years.
Okay.
Why do I say 3 years? Because in the human brain, we know psycholinguistically that the brain is programmed to be able to learn as many languages as the person wants to, but it roughly takes about 3 years of exposure to have what we refer to in science as fluidity in a language. And so what constitutes fluidity of a language? a vocabulary of 3,000 words. So I use the self-teaching program called Duolingo. This is not an advertisement. And so I spend 2 hours a day just focusing on learning Turkish. And so it keeps track of how many words I know. And so I now know 1,450 words. So I'm halfway to having the minimum number of words that a person needs to know in a language to be able to converse fluidly in the language.
Okay. We always love our guests on Royal Africtv to say a few words or phrases in Turkish, if you don't mind, Doctor.
Okay.
Of all the 1,000 and how many you know. Give us a few phrases or words.
Günaydın means good morning.
Yes.
İyi günler is good day.
Yes.
And you say iyi akşamlar if
Good
you want to
evening.
say good evening, or iyi geceler if you're saying good night. But of course, I know the common interaction things like "Sin nasılsın" is "How are you?"
Yes.
And then the person responds. And I like the fun repeated words like "güle güle" for goodbye.
Yes.
Because you just repeat the same word twice.
Güle güle, yes. Thank you very much for having us, Doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
Our privilege. And viewers, just so you know, he's very much available for us. If you like this video, let us know in the comment section. Maybe you want him to address a particular topic or so. We'll be glad to come back, and I know he'll be glad to receive us again. Doctor, am I speaking your mind?
Yes, ma'am.
So guys, please let us know in the comment section your impressions about this video. Any questions for Dr. Williams, he's very much open to receive them all. Thank you so much for watching and for stopping by Royal Africa Television. Please remember to subscribe and leave your notification bell turned on so you get notified each time we put a video up. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. I remain Regan Go, your host on Royal Africtv, with my cameraman right behind the camera, Shegun Arimo, with the beautiful graphics you're going to see and you keep seeing on Royal Africtv. Keep watching. God bless you. Bye.